Good morning. My name is Kelly Bowker. Welcome to my station, Present Moment Magic. I haven't posted anything for a while. I have been incredibly busy. There's Zuzu saying hello. Working way too hard for a woman who's supposed to be retired. I ended up getting a cold. I haven't been feeling good. It's been a kind of a bummer. So if I'm a little bit nausy sounding, that's why. Um, I am packing, getting ready to go camping this weekend. And of course, my husband came down with the same cold. So you know how it is when a man has a cold. That's really bad. Uh, but I'm going on a trip. We're going to be gone 5 days, and we're going with the whole family, and it's Memorial Day weekend. And the kids, my two adult children and their families, and they each have their own campers. And it's the first time we've gone together like this. We're going what we call glamping. When Mike and I go camping, we typically go to the North Maine woods where there's outhouses and no electricity, and you deal. But we're going to a campground that has a pool and all that kind of good stuff for the kids, which will be lovely, but it's different for us. And I bet I'm not alone when I'm thinking about the dynamic of having the whole family together and what it's like when you get a group of people that you love dearly and truly enjoy. I enjoy all of my children and their significant others and their children. They're all wonderful, wonderful people. But it is different when you get together like that. It is a stress. I mean, usually it's just Mike and I. Our life is quiet, nothing's disruptive. And, so I'm looking into this time and thinking to myself, what do I need to know as I move into this? And I want to ask the guides because, and as I say this, I'm starting to feel them in my jaw, because I bet I'm not alone in that. Even these wonderful times, these beautiful, wonderful, cherished times, even though it's a good thing, it still creates a stress. So let's just take a minute and ask the guides, what do we need to know? What do we need to release or surrender when it comes to moving into times with lots of people and interactions? And how do we bring our best selves to this event and yet stay true to our authentic self? So I'm going to just take a minute and bring the guides in. Dear ones, it is with great excitement that you look forward to this weekend. We see you in your bustling about, in your cooking and buying all of the goodies that you bought to put into your camper, and your fussing and all of the things that are going into creating the circumstances of this weekend. And we applaud that you are taking time to ask about also getting that side of you in order, the spiritual, emotional side of the human needs care and preparation to get ready to move forward into a wonderful event like this. We would remind you as you move forward to think about what is the most important thing to you in the moment. Humans can sometimes, in these events of combining lots of personalities, it's easy to get caught up with the I and the me. And we would just remind you, firstly, that there's nothing more important than that you come out of this time, this family time, feeling the connectedness and the love. That as they, in their age, their 30s, with all that means, all of the angst that goes into becoming the adults that they are wanting to be, with the challenges of that stage in life that you're very aware of, we would say to look at it play out before you, to not get too tied up or invested in what you would perceive as their actions towards you. You must rise above, Kelly. You must rise above and look down on the situation as they all are navigating their egos and their experiences, lobbying, we would say, for the pecking order that might happen in a gathering like this. Be aware of that possibility so that when you see it, you're able to step back and just not participate. Allow them to do whatever they need to do to navigate their own isness. It is not your responsibility, dear one. And they can try to project onto you anything that they choose. It is up to you whether you accept that or not. It is very important for you to just love unconditionally, to just allow. And if something is uncomfortable, just walk away. You don't need to participate. Realizing that these events are as important to them as it is to you. They all have a great sense of family. They all want things to go as smoothly as possible. Let them navigate, let them learn. That's how they're going to learn to interact together. And you just love them through it all. Perspective, I guess. Okay, I'm asking, is there anything more I need to know? Okay, they're talking to me about sharing this past week. You have done a good job over the past week when you have been ill and nurturing your inner self during this trying time when you had lots to do, that there was certainly a time frame it had to be done within. And you haven't felt great, but you have done a good job nurturing yourself and caring for yourself. What does that mean? We would just say that when you take that moment and you ask yourself, what do you need in this moment? You're not feeling good, Kelly. Your head is aching. What do you need? And you might say to yourself, why don't we lay down for just a minute and close our eyes and have a rest? The difference in that between you just thinking, oh, my head hurts, and going and laying down, there is a tremendous difference in the energetic footprint of that action. When you consciously ask your inner self, acknowledging, you're not feeling good, hon. I see that your head is aching. You've got a terrible sinus headache, and bending over is really, really making it worse. How about you go lay down for a little while? Just let's close our eyes for a few minutes and give ourselves that rest. I think that would help, don't you? That is so powerful. And there's just nothing that I can say. I'm kind of shifting in and out here. My jaw's still shivering. But it's a powerful message that they're wanting me to share with you. I think the reason is I watched a Suzanne Giesman video this morning that was wonderful. And Suzanne is learning how to nurture, but she made the statement to herself, let me nurture you. We would want you to go that step further to define what does it mean to nurture. It means to be invested in that person, to be caring and thoughtful around what their needs are. And when we nurture our little children, it is because they don't necessarily know how to nurture themselves. So we are, as an adult, turning that nurturing onto the inner child that doesn't know how to nurture themselves. We're acknowledging that aspect of ourselves. And in just the acknowledgement of it, in the acknowledgement of saying to myself, to saying to Kelly, you're not feeling good, hon. I see you're not feeling good. I mean, seriously, you guys, how many times are we in our heads being like, oh yeah, boy, when the man cold hits, he's going to get all kinds of attention, but nobody's going to make me a can of soup, are they? I know I'm not alone in feeling that, because I'm the nurturer in my family. I'm the one who does the nurturing. And now all of a sudden I'm nurturing myself, and it feels wonderful. It does feel wonderful. So practice, you guys, practice it in the small things. My husband has gotten back to work and he's working ungodly hard, and his tank is empty, and I know that, and we have a wonderful relationship. I've shared that with all of you. I love him to the moon and back. But in this past week, I've been working really, really hard, and he really hasn't acknowledged it. He doesn't have any extra. So I have really consciously made an effort to validate myself. To when I've been cleaning our property that we rent, and when I would be getting ready to leave, I would say things like, Kelly Colleen, that was a good job. You did great work today. I am really proud of you. That is awesome. That is going to just be wonderful for the people that rent the house. And I would validate it in myself. How often throughout the run of a day do we actually validate ourselves? Holy cow, I am so proud of you. You feel like crap, and yet you still are keeping your house clean. I am so proud of you. You're doing such a good job. Or, you know what, sweetheart, you're not feeling good. Let's let this slide today. It's okay that we don't do the floors today. That's not going to bother anything. We don't need to do that today. And give ourselves permission to let something slide if we're not feeling well. So I just want to share that. I feel like I'm rambling a bit, but I think it's stuff we need to hear over and over again. I listened to one of my videos this morning that was talking about the guide used the term mundane tasks. And we need to hear this over and over again, that when we just shift the energy around the task, instead of getting up and doing the dishes after supper, because I've got to get up and do the dishes after supper, I say to myself now, you know what, sweetie, we're going to go do those dishes, because I know how you love it when you get up in the morning and the kitchen's all clean. And then I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it because I have to. I'm doing it because I love me. And I do love to get up to my clean kitchen. And I do love it when these things are done. I like my house to be clean and neat. So nurturing and loving and caring for ourselves. The guides have told me over and over that this is one of the most important things we can do for our planet, because the more that each individual starts to care and love themselves, it's going to raise your frequency. And when you raise your frequency, my darlings, you are raising the frequency of our planet. We are doing it for the all. We are doing it for the all. So acknowledge yourself today. If you can remember as many times as you can remember, let yourself off the hook. If your mental thinking starts to be grumpy, which I've been struggling with this past week, my mental thinking would be grumpy and I would just go, and I would picture those monkeys. I know I've shared that with you. I've got this visual that they gave me when I was writing my second book about monkeys throwing mud at me, throwing mud and putting muddy prints all over my energy field and me getting heavy and logy down. And when I acknowledge those monkeys and I send those monkeys off to that beautiful crystalline pond to go wash themselves off and bask in the love of the universe, and then that love shines through, that the mud falls away and the beautiful love shines through, and it just feels so good. Whatever it takes, whatever little process that you can come up with in your mind to just stop the monkey mind and just be like, no, I'm not picking up any more of that mud. I'm letting it go. And I'm going to do. And in that moment, you say, let's just pretend I'm thinking grumpy. Why do I have to do this? And I'm goddamn, I'm just grumpy. And I'm like, no, stop. This is not serving me. And then I might pull my adult self out and turn and look at my inner self and say, sweetheart, you're feeling grumpy. What do you need right now? What could I do for you right now that would help you to feel better? And it might be, well, I've got to finish these damn dishes. And you could say, let me do it for you, honey. Don't you just take a breath and rest. How about we put on some of your favorite music? And I'm going to finish these dishes for you and you can listen to your music. It sounds so simplistic. I know it does, but I cannot tell you how important it is. And my guides keep bringing it around and around, and they have said, this is the leading edge. This is what the work that we need to be doing. Because when we heal that inner child, when we heal that part of ourselves that runs our subconscious mind, 90% or 95% of our day is run on those subconscious tapes that were laid down before we were 7 years old. It's time we grabbed a hold of those tapes and we started doing the work that needs to be done to heal it once and for all. And it isn't going to be once and for all. I hate to tell you that, because once you think it's once and for all, the next level boils up, and that's okay, because now we have the tools. And if you have any questions about this, you guys, please feel free to put them in the comments, and I would be happy to take it to my guides. There's so much love. They remind me all the time, just take a breath. As I'm starting to get ready to sign off with you guys, they are saying, remind them to take the breath. And they put a picture of my camper in my mind. So when you're around the campfire, when you're around the family picnic this weekend, and people are getting on your nerves, breathe in, send it down to Mother Earth, breathe it up and send it to the cosmos, knowing that it is transforming as it goes. It will help you. It will sustain you. I hope this has been a blessing to you all. I have missed talking with you, and hopefully when I get back from my trip, life is going to fall back into normal, because I enjoy doing these videos regularly, and it's been a while. So blessings on your beautiful family weekend. I hope you all can, and if you have no family to get together with, make yourself a celebration. And all that needs to be is you making yourself a cup of tea and just doing it for you, because you are loved. You are loved by so much, and we are all one. And if the love I feel in my heart has anything to do with it, you are greatly, greatly loved. So blessings to all of you. Subscribe to my channel if you get a second, if you feel blessed by this. Share this with a friend if you think it could lift them up. God bless you all, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.